When your preemie experiences any sort of lasting developmental or health impact, whether it is for a short period of time or over the long term, you find yourself managing far more hospital checkups, surgeries, treatments, doctor visits, and more. While we do all of this out of deep love for our children, it is also true that this level of care costs a significant amount of time and money. Hi, this is Never Too Early. Today, I want to share the financial support options that are available in Germany for preemies with lasting health and developmental impacts. I only learned about these resources 3 years after my son was born, which means we missed out on a significant portion of the financial support we were entitled to during those intense early years. It was definitely a case of better late than never, but I want to share this guide today so that you do not miss out on this vital resource that are available for preemie families in Germany. I only heard about this financial support by chance from another mother in our neighborhood who has a child with special needs. During our very first mom date, she shared information about the German disability card, which opens up a government tax refund program and other benefits for families caring for a child with developmental challenges. She explained that many preemies with delays actually qualify for this status and suggested I look into it. At first, my immediate thought was, well, my son does have a major mobility delay, but he's not necessarily disabled. However, I started researching the moment I got home that evening. The more I read, the more it made sense for us to apply. I spoke with my husband, we did some further research over that weekend, and we decided to move forward right away. Learning that these classifications are not permanent made the decision much easier. For children, those statuses are periodically reassessed or entirely removed as the child grows and catches up. While gathering the necessary documentation, we learned that some parents get informed about this support directly by the hospital or during the post NICU process. However, I have also heard that many doctors are hesitant to bring it up to parents too early, primarily because many of the conditions resolve themselves in early years, but also they worry that hearing the word disability might cause parents to misunderstand the severity of their child's prematurity or place an unfair label on them. Because of this hesitation, vital information often gets lost along the way. I only learned about it from a mom friend who had heard about it from another mom. I realized the circle of information needs to be wider, which is why I'm sharing it on my channel today. There are two pillars of financial support designed to help families in our situation. The first pillar is the long term care degree, which is managed through your health insurance provider's care fund. To put it simply, this is a system that evaluates how much extra daily care a person needs compared to a healthy peer. Long term care needs are categorized into five distinct levels, ranging from care degree 1 for minor impairment to care degree 5, which is for the most severe impairment. For children under age of 11, the assessment is entirely based on how much additional care, mobility assistance, and therapy support the child requires compared to a typically developing child of the same age. If approved, you receive a monthly cash benefit called care allowance from the insurance company. This tax free money is intended to support the primary caregiver at home. It provides a degree of financial relief, especially if a parent decides to reduce their working hours or stay home entirely to manage the child's needs. The direct monthly cash payouts range from 347 euros for care degree 2 up to 990 euros for care degree 5 as of 2026. In addition to the cash allowance, every single one of the five care degree is entitled to a separate 131 euro monthly reimbursement budget for relief services, which you can use for things like certified household help. Finally, there's a massive hidden benefit if you are caring for your child at home and working fewer hours than 30 hours per week. The insurance company's care fund automatically pays the statutory pension contributions directly into your retirement account on your behalf. Because the timeline for financial coverage is locked in on the exact date you request to apply, it is crucial to initiate the process as soon as possible. There is no retroactive backdating before the application date, which is exactly why we lost out on 3 years of support. Once the application is submitted, the insurance company sends an assessor from the medical review board to conduct a home visit. In our case, the assessor arrived in about 2 weeks from the application request date. She observed how my son moved around our home, how he interacted with her, and the specific physical challenges he faced. Just a few days after her visit, we received our approval letter for Care Degree 3. Receiving that approval was a massive milestone for me. Beyond the financial benefit, it felt like a profound validation. All of my effort, tears, the daily stress, and the years of intense care were officially recognized by the system. It was a strange feeling to describe. Unless someone has walked this exact path, even close family members do not fully understand the physical and emotional toll of raising a child with significant developmental delays. So I had reached the point where I stopped even trying to share or explain our daily realities to relatives or people in our community because it often led to unsolicited advice based on a complete lack of understanding, which felt like a really random invalidation of all of what we do in coordination with our medical team. So, this official recognition was an incredibly validating moment to me. In our case, our son's care degree will be reassessed in 3 years. We expect that as my son overcomes his mobility delays, he will eventually no longer qualify, which is exactly the successful outcome we're working toward every single day. The second pillar is the disability card, which is issued directly by the government's social welfare office. This card establishes an official degree of disability scored on a scale from 20 to 100. It recognizes that a child faces substantial physical or developmental hurdles that require social accommodation. The most significant benefit for families is a substantial annual income tax lump sum deduction. Depending on the specific score and marks assigned to the disability card, it can also grant benefits like free or heavily discounted public transportation, dedicated parking privileges, and discounted or free admission to public spaces like museums, zoos, and parks. The medical documentation required for this application is nearly identical to the care degree application to the insurance company. However, unlike the insurance company's care allowance, the tax benefits associated with the disability card can be backdated. You can adjust your past tax returns retroactively for up to 4 years, provided the medical records prove the developmental impacts were present during those years. For children under the age of 10, the physical disability card itself is generally issued with a validity up until the child's 10th birthday, while the underlying degree of disability remains valid until the government explicitly initiates a review. If the child makes massive developmental strides, the office will reevaluate the medical files to see if the status should be adjusted or removed entirely. The government review process takes significantly longer than the insurance evaluation, like 4 to 6 months. It has been 3 months since we applied. We expect to hear their decision in the near future. If it is approved, it will provide a very welcome financial cushion for our family until the reassessment. If it is not approved, we will gladly accept that decision as a positive sign that our son is moving steadily onto a completely typical developmental trajectory. I'm not in a position to advise on specific programs in other countries. I mean, I wasn't even aware of what existed here in Germany until 3 years into our journey. But many countries with established healthcare or social support systems have some form of financial assistance or benefit for families caring for a child with developmental challenges or medical needs. The vocabularies used by government agencies can often make it difficult to realize that a premature child with developmental delays is even eligible for financial assistance. My strongest recommendation is to actively research the social support systems in your area. Do not hesitate to speak with your pediatrician, your post NICU follow up team, or your child's therapists. These professionals frequently write the medical reports required for these applications, so they are usually well aware of local financial resources and state programs available to help families. For me, navigating this process ultimately became about much more than just the financial assistance. It felt like an official acknowledgement of the extra time, the endless travel to therapies, and the heavy emotional weight we carried behind closed doors. I am deeply grateful for a social system that was thoughtfully designed to offer this umbrella of security. I truly hope that parents of preemies with long term health impacts do not overlook these vital resources. You are already carrying an immense physical and emotional load. This support from the social system is not a handout. It is a structural investment designed to help you raise a healthy, thriving member of the community. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one. This is Never Too Early.